All right, welcome to Start Station, guys. Hopefully, but potentially, or hopefully not, but potentially the last map of the day. It's a best of seven, and Bly is on his possibly winning game here. For Puck, it's got to be a tough situation. Like, what do you go for? What do you pick? What do you decide? Do you go for cheese or do you play it standard, right? Like, the whole world of questions have got to be going through his head right now. Because right now, if one thing's for certain, oops, my mouse is spazzing out. He's not going to like playing against Beetleisks. But we'll talk about that more in a second, guys. Getting into this game, I'm Rifkin, joined by Zombie Grub, and of course we got Partouf at the helm of the camera here, spotting the top left corner of the map, playing for IVD Gaming, Ivy Drip. It is the Blue Protoss Puck.
And in the bottom right, as the red Zerg, it is Acer's Bly.
Now, I was going to talk a little bit about this between games, but to bring it up now, one key thing is like, okay, on one hand, it's really unfortunate for Puck fans that he's losing. We actually have a vote going on in chat, and it looks like it's actually been pretty split down the middle for the majority of this. We got about 45% people saying Puck will take this, 55% saying Bly will take this. I mean, it's pretty damn close. That being said, for Puck, even if he loses this series 4-0 and every single game is Mutalisks and Corruptors, he's learned like where his weak point is, right? Like this is a certain composition that he knows he needs to work on moving forward, and it sounds like I'm making a consolation, but the reality is for Protoss pros, or for, not Protoss, sorry, StarCraft 2 pros, a lot of the times players like Puck, who sometimes can seem untouchable, suddenly now know a huge area to work on.
Looks he's going for Forge Fast Expand again. Bly did go for the slightly earlier pool, so I expect to see the 6 Lings again as well. Now Puck is already onto that. He also scouted, I believe, the pool timing, so he's going to have a probe ready in position as like the first game, I believe. No, second game. Second.
Yeah. I talked a little bit before about how I kind of like to see Puck do aggression, but it looks like, he's just playing a little bit. But that's safer opening.
Well, Puck's never really had a chance to get into the mid game like he wants to. There's not even been a chance for him to all in, really. He's never had time to set up an Immortal all in or a Blink all in. It's always been like, okay, I'm almost there, I got my sentries, and then like, bam, Roaches or Mutas. And he's like, God darn it.
Yeah, and the thing too is like you don't want to risk game 4 on like a 2-gate or something, right? Like that's something you would have done in game 2 or game 3, but we'll see how this one pans out. We got those early Lings coming up for Bly here. Gonna kind of try and circumvent the map. I don't know if Puck saw this necessarily, so either way, he should be good to hold this with a cannon and a probe on hold position. Can always throw in a pylon in a fit of desperation.
I think he saw the timing, plus it's Bly, so kind of expected. It's also not the greatest map in the world for what Bly is doing because you don't need that extra pylon to the left, so it's not a big enough. Just one probe, as you can see, covers it. So.
Okay, Puck.
What is he?
I think he's gonna cancel that middle pylon. Yeah.
That was weird.
Panic mode, perhaps.
Yeah, probably thought there was more Lings on the way than there was, but he doesn't block it.
Oh, and
What's
unfortunately, 5 are gonna get through to the main. Ooh, this is not going to be fun for him to deal with. He can clean this up with probes, of course, but this is never how you want to fight this. Does kill one of them immediately, so down to 4. Head full of a lot
surprising.
of workers.
Yeah, lots of lost mining time. The Zealot is being pumped out right here, but of course the Lings can
they just run
away
around.
from that.
You just circle attack.
Yeah.
Trying to get on top of the probes. The Puck very quick with his reaction time. Not going to let Bly pick this off. Not too easily, at least. But still, even though he's not killed anything yet, he'll probably get a probe by the time he's done this. And on top of that, he's causing a lot of lost mining time, as you said earlier.
Not only lost mining time for the minerals, but look at the gas. He keeps on taking them off gas.
Yeah, no Mothership Core, no Warp Tech started. I mean, for Puck, this is not fun. Well, sorry, Mothership Core, I should say. Not finished is what I meant to say. But, all right, when the Mothership Core comes out, this becomes a little bit easier to clean up. Still pulling probes into this, a little bit unnecessarily. Does lose one there.
It is only one killed, but it's still looking quite bad for Puck. Now, it's still not the time where he put down any tech, so it's not like Bly's really holding him off on any of that.
Oh, he's going to suicide for that probe. Gets it.
I guess that was worth it.
Yeah,
Speed is on the way. Third is not on the way, though. Oh, actually, there's a drone there. So he will be going up to 3 bases. Not something you usually have to specify, but I guess for Bly you do.
Mm-hmm. One thing I want to address too is not that. First off, I want to say, surprisingly, despite the trolling that's been going in chat today, it's still been relatively calm and relatively tame, and that's what I love about base trade chat. Like even when people are total wangs over here, they're not by much. But some people have actually genuinely been asking, like, why is Puck playing against Bly? He seems so outclassed, outmatched. But I gotta be honest with you guys, when I picked this matchup, I was kind of concerned that Puck might 4-0 Bly. Like, not to call Bly bad, but Puck is really good. Just caught off guard by a couple odd strategies. Mutalisk Corruptor, of course, is not exactly something no one's ever seen before, but you know, the Night Swarm Incorporated out of New Players Rhapsody, these fun maps for the show matches, these are things that are outside the comfort zone of both of these players. And we're just seeing Bly, I think, handle and adapt a little bit better as well. So for anyone, even if this goes 4-0, which I'm really, again, this isn't me just saying it, I really hope it's not, because I really like watching Puck play and I want to get as much of him as possible. For anyone to say Puck's a bad player, quite frankly, I will gladly call you an idiot any day of the week.
Letting that be known here and now. Twilight Council is on the way for Puck. I believe this is the first time we've seen a Twilight Council first. Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, but we got that Spire coming out once again, Zombie Grub.
Yeah, with the Hydralisk then as well. So it's going to be... Well, actually, it's a Roach one as well. Getting all the tech at once, apparently.
Well, I think he's preparing for the eventuality of both things. Like, if he sees the double Stargate, then maybe this is the one time he doesn't go into Spire. Or maybe he's hoping to see a Stargate so he can invest more into the Mutalisk. But if Puck invests heavily in weapon upgrades and gets... Like, the problem with Blink Stalkers is a couple of them are no good versus Mutalisk. They don't stand a chance. But a lot of them are really good.
And all-in of them are very good. So we have 6 gateways going on with the Blink, going up to 7 gateway Blink all-in for Puck. He finally has an opportunity to do what he wants. And he's going to try and do it. Now, I think when Bly scouts it, or if he scouts it, he's not going to go for that Spy. You just don't have enough of a bank to go for that many Mutalisk, I feel. Like, 10 versus what would probably be, like, 10 Stalkers. Actually not trading too well. A lot of Lings will definitely help out, though. Well, maybe you also go for it. You got the Roach Den and the Hydralisk Den, but apparently for no use.
Well, pushing out. This attack is definitely looking to be aggressive, something he's not been able to get. I mean, let's be honest. Aggression has not been something that Puck's been able to afford. But now that he's hitting into timing before the Mutalisks are out, this might work out a little bit better. Force Fields may be necessary. Okay, as you say, might need to keep that pylon alive, because, of course, this finishing is critical.
Oh, goes for the sentries rather than the pylon. A good force field to come down, save all of them. Not the greatest trade for Bly right there. 13 minutes on their way. 3 Spacklers going down at the natural. The third looks like it's going to be forfeit.
All right, well... Mutalisks are out, but again, the number's not exactly high, and the Stalkers, they're gonna actually be able to trade these Mutalisks between Guardian Shield, between Blink, and on top of the fact that he's got upgrades going for him. Bly doesn't have a lot here. When the Lings pop, this might be a little bit different, but again, Force Fields are going to be available to him. Knocking down his base, this is the type of damage Puck needs to do. Blink is finishing up in about 10 seconds. Mothership Core will go down, unfortunately, but gets 2 nice booby-sized Time Warps off. Or a butt coming out of the ground, I guess, however you want to look at that.
Either one. Bly goes into attack right
there
here.
We go. That
I don't
blink
think
control,
this is
though.
going to work out. Yeah, this doesn't work out at all.
This is the control I've been waiting to see out of Puck, guys. Like, look at that Blink Stalker micro. Now it's going to have to deal with Lings popping out, actually, with these 3 Stalkers sitting on top of the eggs. That could be problematic. Puck could have to move away from this. There you go. Blink moves on to try and catch some more Mutalisks. But just like TVZ or ZVZ, the problem is if you don't outright kill a Mutalisk, it's no good. They're going to heal up very quickly.
I don't understand why Bly decided to attack at that third. It was already dead, and you got those Spine Colors for a reason. Now he's attacking with the Spine Colors, so the Blink Blacks are very, very good.
I'm loving the Blink Blacks. Yeah, the Blink Blues, really. Either way, the Stalkers are going to maybe get cleaned up here, but Puck's still taking a lot of Mutalisks with him, and quite frankly, trading Stalkers for Mutalisks is still quite effective. Look at the resources lost. It's looking a little bit better for Puck this game than it has in any other game. More Stalkers coming forward, lots of Lings reinforcing. If there's only a couple more sentries with this, it'd be perfect, but of course, Puck can't really afford those at the moment.
You know, he also got a Nexus, so while he's not probing up anymore, he's only at 50, that Nexus is to fall back on when things start looking like he can't do anything more with it. So this is really, it's not really an all-in anymore. It's not like a 3-base attack either, but kind of in between, I guess.
Yeah, and the one thing I was going to say, like, a Mothership Core would be great to have behind this, but of course you want every bit of gas, every single resource to go into these Stalkers that are just bullying Bly down. Looks like finally going to try and take an engagement again with these Lings, but again, that huge blink back coming out. And Puck is keeping these Mutalisks at bay. These numbers just can't get to that critical mass that overwhelms the Stalkers. And this is what I was talking about. Low amounts of Stalkers are no good. Large amounts of Stalkers kick ass.
He's also running very low on Larva. He has somewhat of a bank, but he just cannot use it. You not only want that big ball of Stalkers, or Mutas rather, but you also want a really big number of Lings to try and get us around, but Puck's just not letting it happen.
Man, on level 2 weapon upgrades with 29 stalkers, Puck is looking really, sorry, 32 stalkers now is looking really good. More spine callers are coming down, but finally Hydralisks get made. But even then, Hydralisks don't even contend. They beat stalkers outright, but not when you're outnumbered by such a severe amount. So Puck definitely in control of this game so far, trying to knock down this natural base. If he cuts this out, then the larva production is just going to be non-existent.
The Hydras are more, larva sufficient. I think that's why he's trying to get on. Plus, the lasers aren't getting us around, which is really where they find their greatest attack. It's
God, the stock count is insane.
Yeah, he's not stopping warping in either. In fact, he didn't even probe up that much anymore. He just transferred a bunch from the main and natural to the third.
Well, natural base going to go down for Blind. A one-base Zerg player, even with a counterattack, might not be sufficient enough to deal with this. Puck with a big blink to get away from the Broodlings. Can turn around and definitely get some of these Mutalisks for free. And, at this point, a little bit supply block there for a moment. Fixes that with a huge warp, and drones are pulled with Bly. Looks like he is struggling. Drones are pulled, and the Mutalisks are going to do what they can. And so will the Hydras. The good game is called, and Puck will bring back the series now 3-1.